I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a couple of weeks since we last.
Yeah.
So what's been going on since we last visited?
Well, it's been a couple weeks because I got accepted for this hair school. Remember I was talking to you about that I might finally revisit some of the ideas and the thoughts and my aunt said if I didn't mess up, I could stay there. I mean, they had the room. They were just concerned that I might mess up because I have done that in the past. But I've done pretty good. I mean, I've had a little bit of temptation here and there just because you're just used to when painful thoughts come or whatever that you just go pour yourself a drink. Well, there's no drink there. So you can't have it if it's not there. And so when I finally just kind of shared that with her, she said, well, it sounds like you want help. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm not doing this therapy for like just because he's cute. So she just she said, okay, well, let's dig. And anyway, she got me into this like church thing, and I gave my heart to Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Ah! Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a thing. I mean, like I told you before, I didn't want to go to church because there was like so much hypocrisy, and I always felt dirty. And so she listened and said, well, let's go to my church, which I'd never been to hers. And so, I mean, the preacher guy, pastor, it was like he was just talking to me. And she said that she didn't tell him anything about me at all. And I mean, he acted at the end of the service like it was new that he'd never heard of me, which kind of, I thought she was telling the truth. Anyway, they just talked about, have you been in a low place in your life? And I'm like, that's me, Do you feel like you're dirty or sinful? And he talked about, I don't know, like shepherds and leaving 99 sheep back there and going after one. And he said, like, sometimes you're that one. And I'm like, me, I'm that, like, I don't know. It was just so weird. And I'm still figuring it out. And so because of that moment and just realizing like maybe God really does care. And I don't know, I'm really excited to talk to you about it, but I don't know where you stand in that kind of stuff. So I wasn't sure if I should start with that, but it kind of has to, because then it was like this, like a spiral, kind of like I spiraled before into cutting and all that stuff. Then it spiraled different, where now, like within just 3 weeks, they just like got me involved in this like accountability group. Do you realize I had like addiction to like more? I see your eyebrows. I had more addictions than just one thing.
Okay.
Like, we talked about the cutting, we talked about the alcohol, we talked about me eating a whole pizza. And so I'm like, can we just do all of those in one? So thankfully it's in one, because that would be a lot, And so we do them all, but we're just taking one. I don't know. But then they said, this does not take over from any therapy. It's more of like a church accountability thing. So I was like, thank God, because I like this, where it's just, because in a group, you're kind of not sure how much you want to share. And I'm new. And then I'm tackling hair school. So I wasn't sure if that was too much, but they kind of said it would be good, since like that way, schedule. For some reason, they think a schedule for someone like me who kind of does a job for a little while, moves in with another guy, and they just think that, I don't know. So I don't know. It's good. I just, it was a lot. They prayed with me, and I felt like there was God, because I hadn't felt that before. No. So I don't know, but I just feel like, I don't know, like something different's going on. Do you like my hair? I've got new hair.
I see it. You're glowing.
Oh, good. Thank you. They say that once you have the shepherd come get that one, that just stays with me. Shepherd leaves 99, just to that, our life is new and fresh. I haven't done the whole water baptism. That might come. I don't know. Water baptism. We'll see. We'll see. That's a big step. But for now, I'm here, and you know, it's hard to like think about yourself this much. Like when you feel like you want to move forward and you can't yet because you're still going on with this stuff that's in your head. And, you know, I haven't arrived yet, but hey, I'm better than I was. Like when we first talked, I don't know, that chick, I don't know if there was much hope for her. Well, there was, because I'm her. So, yeah. So.
I think it's incredible. I like the illustration of that one sheep being found compared to the 99 that were already there. Mm-hmm. So that's a lost sheep. So how does that tie into your story, being the lost sheep but then being found? Any further thoughts about that?
It gives me cold shivers, like even you just repeating it, because I'm talking, like I told you, I was like the black sheep. I mean, I even said that in one of our sessions, I remember, because you know, Sarah does this, Sarah does that. And it was like, I could never do any right. And so, you know, after a while, you just feel like nobody cares. And when you finally get told that someone does care for you, it takes a bit to really believe that, you know, and to think of that word lost sheep. I'm like, I'm fine. What do you mean I'm lost? I'm not lost. I know where I am. Well, I guess they kind of talk about you're lost in life and not lost in direction. Like, kind of lost in all of that. But it's incredible. I mean, my whole story with my dad and the leaving and my mom just never there. You kind of wander, I guess, and you find your clique that you think is going to love you and the guy, and then you mess up. So yeah, you wander and you think kind of like a sheep that's lost. So yeah, it was so weird. It was like he was just talking to me. I mean, there was like 400 people probably there, and surely it wasn't all about me, but who knows, you know?
Well, it meant something to you. You also mentioned the word, the dirty sheep. So
yeah.
So what is the story now with that dirty sheep, and how
the dirty sheep? I feel like the dirty sheep needs a few more showers. That's why I'm not ready for that whole baptism thing. I'll leave all the dirt in that water. It'll be all just, yeah. You know, you've been messed with, and people have hurt you, and your body just it just feels dirty. You've been abused so many times. I mean, how many times does a woman give herself? And then just I didn't do heavy drugs or anything, but just stuff to take the pain away. If I was ever given anything, I always abused it, always. You know, oh, muscle relaxer, okay, I'll take 4. You know, just anything to help take the pain away. And then you just feel dirty because you're not putting good stuff in there, and you're you know, I don't know, just putting all my thoughts together, Dr. George. It's a lot. Well, thankfully, my aunt seems to, you know, want to help. So that's nice, because remember I told you she would only, like, she got tired of it. She would pick me up when I'm drunk, and kind of feel bad about that. It's like when you say sure to the preacher dude, yeah, I want to do that. I want to pick Jesus. Then you kind of, you start to think about the bad stuff in the past, and especially when you're away from it, because I haven't run around with those guys. And I see my aunt with her kids, and do you think I could be a mom? I mean, I don't know, not yet. But to see her, she's not dirty at all.
I think we all have our own dirt. Some you do see, and some you don't see.
Are you dirty, Mr. George? I don't think so. You know what? There's a light on you, and it's glowing off your forehead.
It's because I'm probably sweating over.
I make you sweat. I'm the entertainment. You have to put me at the end of the day.
No, I am. We all have dirt. Some you see, and some you don't see. You know, you mentioned something. I was thinking about another conversation. You know, you spoke about pieces missing. That was pretty powerful. You said you felt you had, with all these things that you did, with the people that you encountered, you felt like chunks of you were just gone. Pieces are missing. It's a very powerful picture. So right now, where are you with some of those missing pieces?
Well, like, I mean, obviously you're a guy and I'm a girl and all that. So, you give your heart to a dude and you give it hoping that he's going to nurture it, love it and all that. And then all of a sudden, he's gone off with another girl or he hits you. And that part of you just feels like he took a chunk and he's gone. Okay. And then Mr. Fabio walks in and he takes a chunk. And then after a while, you're just left with this morsel of something that you think is a heart. And you can't ever get that back, ever. Like, we can stitch it and add stuff to it. But you know what someone told me? It was so sweet at one of our little meetings. They said to me, what's beautiful about that picture and that I gave was that sometimes the broken pieces are the beautiful pieces when they all get put back together. And it just kind of, I don't know, but I don't know. Like, I can't go get the piece back from Fabio and George and Tim and whoever, but you get new pieces that maybe God can stitch them up. And I'm like, I'm ready. I mean, if you want to, I'm on the operator's table here if you think, but it's a lot to think about. I mean, a higher power that could fix my heart. Like, that's just huge.
And give you pieces that are missing. That's pretty powerful. So,
well, because you can't get your heart back the way it used to be, right? Just like if I break my arm, someone puts it in a sling and all that. Like, after a while, it still works, but it didn't look like how it used to. But they were talking about that sometimes it's more beautiful. Like, scars can be okay. Like that. They said something about ashes. Do you know beauty and ash? He makes the ashes and turns them into, do you know that's something in the Bible about that?
I've heard that.
Something.
So that's a very powerful picture. So let's say that all your ashes and all your missing pieces are put back, but yet they're not how they used to be. So what would that look like? So
a patchwork quilt. I'm nuts.
So this beautiful patchwork quilt, what would she look like? What would she be doing? How would she be living her life?
I hope she's laughing. When I'm with you, I laugh, and it's a real laugh because you're funny. And when I'm with other people, it's so fake. I mean, not now as much, but like when I was trying to flirt or, it was so fake because you just try to be what they want. And so I would hope that this quilt, this whatever, would be joyful. I mean, it's nice to smile again. These little, like, I just can't stop thinking about my little, my aunt's children, and I watch them because at first she was not letting me near them much at all. I get it, just afraid of my mouth. But when I just watch, because they have like a farm area, and so I have one little area that doesn't, but if I could, like, I'd look out the window and I would just see them swinging and laughing and spinning, and it would have been nice to have had that kind of childhood. So if I could go back, or even now as an adult, twirl. It'd be nice to twirl.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Is that what you'd be doing? You'll be twirling?
Sounds weird, Dr. George.
There's no judgment here. It's just this is a what if scenario, right?
Yeah. I mean, if my pieces were all back together, I don't want to give it to a man, not right now. I feel like I'm protective of that piece of me now, that heart, and it just I feel like I'm good. I'm going to the meetings, going to church, and getting like the hair schooling. That's a lot for a girl who was nowhere near that a couple months ago. So
I mean, that just happened over a couple of weeks, right? It's incredible.
Well, yeah, I just moved in with her when we last talked, and she was giving me like the talk that you can stay if you behave, and I guess I did good. But I really did accept Jesus. That was not just so that I could stay. I know about manipulation. I've done that. This one wasn't. He spoke to my heart. That was good.
Sounds like that was a very powerful experience. I was thinking about this patchwork, and I'm thinking the way those patches are put together. How are they put together?
They stitch them.
Stitch them, right? Stitches are kind of like scars, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder, how will your stitches, I mean, what story will they portray to people that will look at you? I mean, because everything has a story, and you know, we're just kind of being abstract here, but how, so you have the patches, but what will your scars, what message will your scars say to other people when they look at it?
I would hope that they'd be a message of hope, because I can't make them go away, but if someone gives me time, I can share what each one is.
That's beautiful. You said two, you can't make it go away because now it's part of your fabric. But then it could be a very powerful message to someone that may look at it.
I just wish it wasn't like that.
Like what?
Messy, stitched up. I mean, literally, it's messy. It's a messy quilt. Full of scars, lots of stitches. You know that saying, you know, if you have a cut on your face or you get stitched up and you say, you should see the other guy. I'm the other guy. I'm the mess. I'm the mess.
You're the other woman. Yeah, that's part of your story.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to still need some time to like figure it all out, because it's a lot of years. And please tell me that we're not done. Like, we can keep talking. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
In future, if I hit a wall, or right now the church, you know, they feel that maybe I'm okay with these little groups, but once in a while, I'm sure I might need a little visit. Thankfully, no more chunks out of the legs. My legs are healing. Yeah. I eat what my aunt fixes, so I don't order any pizzas that I eat all by myself. I get outside. Apparently, like, vitamins are in the sun. That's what I'm told.
So as you know, being that you have scars and patches, there's going to come a time when you're going to want companionship. I mean, that's not going to go away.
I know.
So how, when you have the craving, and you will, like every human person would, how are you going to meet that need? And now with this new patchwork, with the scars and the healing and with God, how do you see yourself meeting that need?
You can't ask me that. It's not going to be naughty stuff. I don't know. I don't want to think about a dude right now. I don't want to think about it. I don't know. You tell me.
No, that's too easy.
I cheated.
That's too easy. You know, this is a what-if scenario. It's almost like a safety plan, right? You know, we kind of anticipate. The goal is what can you do to stay safe, to protect your scars, to protect your new patches. You know, because there's some healing taking place, but at the same time, you're going to have needs. Yeah. And I think those needs are legitimate. So
I'm going to buy me a toy. I'm kidding. I don't know. I feel like nothing, but I know, because of chick who's had all that for a long time. I don't know. I don't want to give my heart anymore, if that's what you mean, but I don't know about the whole waiting till marriage either. That might be a long time. So take it a baby step at a time. Okay. Let me just, come on now. It's a lot. Give my heart to Jesus. Next week I'm celibate. What? Yeah. Dr. George, come on.
I didn't mention celibacy. You just mentioned that. but to be real, you're going to have the need for companionship.
Companion. Okay. You said companion. I thought something else. Okay. No. I mean, you mean with a man? With a friend? I mean, we have companions at this little group, and we're very accountable to each other. I mean, there's one girl in there that seems worse than me. Can you imagine? I gave her your number. Be looking for it, Megan.
I appreciate the referral.
You're welcome. You're going to love her. I want her to call you because she keeps calling me. And I'm like, I haven't arrived yet, Megan.
Wait a minute. So why is she calling you? Well, what is she needing from you that you can give her?
She thinks I'm like, I've arrived. I'm like, lady, it's been like 2 weeks. No, I gave my heart to Jesus, and I don't know. I guess I just talk different. I mean, I remember the first time you and I talked, I like lost it. And then I think I flirted with you until I found out you were married. Sorry about that. So
No need to apologize.
We get in places where we just want love so bad that we do dumb stuff. I just feel like I don't want any of that right now. But if in future I'm gonna have like the patchwork quilts and it's gonna have like a vault around it. Like, not touching my heart. I can get to here. We'll see. It'll come if it has to.
Okay. So when will you start twirling?
I'm gonna twirl. I don't know. That I'll send you a message on that. Should I twirl tomorrow when I get up? I'll twirl tomorrow. I'll twirl. I'm gonna spin and just take me away. I remember saying that once. Get out of my head. Yeah. I can't look at you very well because you smile so big. I'm not used to anyone being proud of me, but you look proud. And your head's glowing. Still glowing, Dr. George. You look like a little angel there today. Does mine glow too?
You have a different kind of glow.
Okay.
It's a different kind of glow.
Okay.
Before there was a lot of sadness. I'm not seeing all that sadness right now.
No. I felt loved. Like literally, like my aunt was, I guess.
Did you say the love word? You felt love?
I did, and I haven't felt that in so long. Like my aunt was always so critical, so she'd pick me up and I'd be drunk and throwing up in her car. And it was like, it was a duty. And I guess she's telling me now that she tried to love me, but it was like, once I got what I needed, the ride home, then I didn't need her anymore. And so it was hard for her to do more. She said she prayed. She said she'd been praying for years for me. So that feels a little more like love. And it was so weird because she told my mom that I was there, and my mom just like had horrible things to say about me. And so, let's see how long she stays this time. And honestly, I bet my mom was like, anyway, it's like that. Like when you say companion and patchwork quilt, I don't want my mom near my heart.
Okay.
You
have the right to protect your heart.
Yeah.
So what is Megan needing from you?
I don't know. Megan's a mess. She's where I was, as if I've arrived, all those years ago, last month. She's like, we're accountability for so many different things, and hers is more like the whole Facebook and like the apps where you hook up with guys. Hers is that stuff, and I can relate a little to that, but mine was more social. I'd go out and meet them, but hers is literally like swipe left, swipe right. So it's just weird, and so she's calling to keep herself from doing that. And so I finally had to tell like the instructor lady, I was like, can someone else, like, can I give her to Dr. George? Because yeah.
Wait a minute. I think you're perfect for her. She's reaching out to you. She's not reaching out to me.
I'm not healthy yet. I'm still figuring myself out. Come on. I just went to the drugstore last week and this guy was looking at me and I ran to the other aisle. I was like, oh, he's so cute. I ran away. Yeah, I'm not ready. She shows me a handsome dude on her phone. No, I don't need to see that. See, that's smart. That's smart. You're not gonna like think he's cute. He's a guy. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah. So I gave her your number and your office, and the instructor knows. I mean, we can hang out, but in a group, I just can't be just with her and her phone. She needs to just get away from all that, I think. But it's easy, isn't it, when we feel like we've arrived, to tell someone else, let's see where I am in another month. I'm going to be doing better.
In those groups, they have the cliche of taking it one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
or one moment at the time, and that's all we really have. So
right. Yeah.
just do the best you can in the moment.
Yeah.